BLM spice. Gaza spice. Oh, this is the shirt I should have wore. Next time.
Fucking go.
Yeah.
Podcast. Familia. Welcome back to the PRP Podcast, where we break down the juiciest news, entertainment, and politics from a Puerto Rican American angle. We're live every Thursday between the hours of 8 and 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, bringing you the stuff that's got everybody talking. Listen, guys, it's a wild time to be an American, and we're pumped to dive in with you. All right, Kevo the Magnificent, Samantha Fox, LB Brutal P, and my boy Bear is here with us tonight. All right, guys. All right. Ensuring on safety, okay? And why are you going to choose us? Because unlike the big shots, Joe Rogan, Tucker Carlson, etc., we're the regular folks working 9-to-5 jobs and coming here to do the podcast, okay? We're feeling the same heat from the stories as you. So don't just watch the show, okay? Make sure that you jump in and actually interact with us, because we're ready to interact with you guys, okay? As you guys can see on Instagram, I answer back. And I post your comments, especially if they're crazy. Yeah.
Love
so, quick shout out to our Perps community on Locals. It's where it's at. You can chat with us there, back the show, connect with other fans. Every dollar helps us level up. You see that we're leveling up, guys, right?
Yep.
And the perks are dope. Sure. Hit the link below to join, or support us for free by following the PRP Podcast on any social media that you're on. Like and repost our stuff, subscribe so that you never ever miss an episode, okay?
All that good stuff.
One more thing, guys. If you're tired of the same old nonsense, all right, check out my new show, Triggered with Trigger, every Tuesday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time until 10 a.m., okay? I'm doing it right here in Tampa, Florida, and I'm tackling what ticks off the Americans, okay? So grab a coffee and join in on the fun. Like, follow, and subscribe there as well, okay, guys? The first episode aired 2 weeks ago. It was awesome. I've had a little bit of kinks with the show, but guess what? The show must go on. So, Let's roll into it right now. LBP, how are you doing tonight? And what is new with you?
Ooh, boy, I got something hot for y'all. 357 homicide split with corporatectomy out right now. Bandcamp. Get onto that site and get onto that.
Yes,
get
sir.
onto that. Y'all just gonna be like, insane. Yes, sirs.
So make sure that you guys go to our link tree, the PRP podcast link tree. Go down to Brutal LBP and click his link, and his music's right there, guys. Make sure that you support.
Support, show the love.
Support local with us, bro.
Kevo the Magnificent. Every day I'm killing it. Nobody knows about this stuff, and you know it's just.
He's feeling it.
Feeling it.
How you doing tonight?
Doing good, man. Chilling. Day off. Relaxation to the max. My son's birthday was yesterday, so it was a good day.
Happy birthday!
Don't come out here, we'll get a strike.
We're chilling with the wifey, so Samantha the Magnificent, how you doing, baby?
How are you tonight, Sam?
Bro,
Chilling. Went to work and came home and doing this now.
Hey, it's the mom life for her. And Mr. Bear, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing outstanding.
Any projects happening right now? Anything that the folks out there can know about? And
Well, really, just now, I'm just making sure I'm spending a lot of time with the people I love.
Okay.
Hey,
Awesome, bro.
bad facts.
Thank you for joining us.
Y'all shall do the same.
We got a crazy show tonight. Okay, so we're gonna roll right into the scroll through, and this is what's going down tonight in the scroll through, guys. Episode 4, Scrollthru Alert. An American student has vanished in Punta Cana, and the Democrats versus Elon Musk. We're going to talk about it tonight. Odell Beckham and somebody else named Drewski named in a Diddy trial. Pending government shutdown. We don't know if the government's shutting down tomorrow or not. We're going to talk about it. We got Big Bear here to talk about it with us.
Yes,
The Department of Education fires thousands of employees. And you know what? They're making a big stink about it. But you know, the states have money. So we're going to go through it. And we're going to talk about it and see what it means for our children, all right, that are out there right now. So the first story of the night, guys, is the American student that vanishes in Punta Cana. So I'm going to start right with the case that got everybody buzzing right now. March 12th, 2025, that was yesterday, right?
Yep.
Sudis, hold on, I always get it right eventually.
Wait.
I'm sorry.
He's not trying to be offensive. He's trying.
Sudishka Kanaki, a 20-year-old University of Pittsburgh student, vanished while on spring break in Punta Cana. So it's 4:15 a.m. She's caught on camera heading to the beach at the Rio Republica Hotel with friends and some random people. Okay? Then poof, she's gone. Her phone, her wallet, everything's left behind. All they find is her sarong on the beach chair. No blood, no struggle, nothing. The police, the FBI, even drones, helicopters are searching land, air, and sea. But to this day, there's still no sign of her. And at first they were like, maybe she drowned. But her dad is like, hey, we need the evidence. If she drowned, we need evidence. We need the body. Okay? He's pushing for them to look into darker possibilities like kidnapping or trafficking. Stuff we know that happens in tourist hotspots, right?
Mm-hmm.
So get this, a private investigator who worked on the Natalie Holloway case, you know, the American team that disappeared in Aruba, says the drowning doesn't add up, okay? And there's a person of interest, a guy named Joshua Rebe, who says they got swept away by a wave while swimming, but he made it back, fell asleep, and claims that he saw her walking on the beach before losing sight of her. Is it sketchy? The case is still unfolding, and it's got people really shook, especially because it feels like deja vu to the other disappearances in the Caribbean. This is particular in the Dominican Republic. If we rewind to 2019, right, in the DR, it was all over the news, a string of mysterious incidents, right? Americans dropping dead left and right. Some cases starting as disappearances, and then boom, it was a death. At least 11 American tourists died that year, and while most weren't missing for long, the stories raised a lot of red flags. Like Miranda Werner, a 41-year-old from Pennsylvania, she drops dead at a resort in La Romana near Punta Cana after drinking from a minibar. Official cause, respiratory failure. Then just days later, Nathaniel Holmes, days later, and Cynthia Day, a Maryland couple, are found dead in their room at the same resort. Autopsies say it's natural causes, but people are like, really?
Shush about it.
Just both of them died of natural causes in the same night
Nah.
at the same place.
Yep.
Then they have Joseph Allen, 55-year-old from New Jersey. He misses a meetup with friends at Punta Cana Resort, and boom, he's found dead in his room. Heart attack, they say. But the family doesn't buy the heart attack shit, bro. It's like Dominicanos, they're like,
Could have been a heart attack.
Could
have been a heart attack induced.
I mean, who knows? Don't forget Vittorio Caruso, 56-year-old who dies in Santo Domingo after drinking something with his family, getting conflicting stories about what happened. And then there's more lesser-known cases that didn't make as many headlines, okay, but they're haunting. Like Natalie Holloway in 2005, she vanished. She left the nightclub late at night, and her case is still unsolved, or is staying unsolved for years, right? Delia Cortina, 64 years old, from Miami, goes missing in Punta Cana in March of 2019. After leaving a bar late in the night, days later, her body found in the woods. And the officials say, oh, it was a heart attack. Her family's like, wait, what? How does that make sense, bro?
Found in the woods.
There's so many instances that I had to erase some out of the show. Okay, David Harrison, 45 years old, Maryland. He vanishes in Santo Domingo after hitting up a nightclub. They find his body later. Official story, drowning. And the family's like, where's the proof of the drowning?
Mm-hmm.
In that case, there's another one that's still open. This sounds like he's a Puerto Rican. Edgar Perez, 35-year-old from New York, disappears in Puerto Plata in July of 2018 after leaving a beach bar late at night. No answers. His family thinks it could be foul play or kidnapping, but the case just fizzled out. These cases like Natalie's often happen in the midnight, the witching hours, late hours, in the party zones, and then the families are like, yo, there's no official solid evidence.
So any of the
all
cases,
convenient,
to the
happenstance deaths.
So what's happening in the DR? It's a top tourist destination. People go in there frequently.
Mm-hmm.
Over 2 million Americans visit yearly. Statistically, bad stuff is going to happen, just like in Puerto Rico. It happens too. But right now, the actual big news, if you think about it, is U.S. State Department has a level 2 advisory for Dominican Republic, warning about violent crime like robbery and assault, kind of like Brazil. You know what I mean? It was think Brazil in the Olympics.
Yes.
When they were going inside a bus, they go right inside the bus window.
And there's your phone.
Your whole book bag, bro.
Mm-hmm.
They're out, and you're like, shit, out of luck. Dominicans officials often say, hey, we're safe because tourism is their bread and butter. It employs 300,000 people on the island.
That's crazy.
So, I mean, I don't know. First, the stories are tragic, and we feel for the families still searching for the answers, like Sudishka's, or they're stuck with explanations that they don't trust, like Delia or David or Edgar. But us, we're all Tainos. We're in from the Caribbean, right? We get the tourism game, this sort of survival thing. They make money. Mm-hmm. But, it can't come at the cost of transparency or justice. You feel me? For money. You guys have any thoughts on this story? It's very bizarre. You put all this money, plan it, and then
me being from Puerto Rico itself, being born and raised out there, I kept hearing stories like this all the time, weird disappearances, things that are not unanswered, things that have been covered up.
Is it targeting a certain group, people with money? It doesn't matter what age it is.
Honestly, it doesn't matter what age it is because even children would disappear.
Or because
often.
they're coming from America.
Or
the discrimination
honestly,
thing.
There's a lot of things because I remember for a little while, they were telling me in PR there was people from let's say other nationalities coming in, right? So basically, they be saying that certain groups of people be coming in and actually going ahead and taking children or kidnapping people. Yeah. And
I believe that too.
I remember that that was a long time ago, and it's pretty crazy that this is just like popping up right now over there in the Dominican Republic, and it's just like
That could be one of them.
you know, who knows? Like,
Wow.
not too long ago, I just saw a video of like a bunch of Dominicans like literally on a boat making it to like the shore of Puerto Rico and then like dipping right there and leaving. Like crazy times.
And Lord only knows. Yeah.
Crazy times right now.
There, you have any thoughts on this disappearance?
I
She's
mean,
a University of Pittsburgh student.
I don't think she was necessarily targeted besides who she probably was during the time of being on spring break. Just, being an out-of-towner, someone who obviously is not from the area. Yeah,
Cutting loose, acting like not her normal.
And, it's hard to say whether this was an act of someone being alone, trying to do something malicious, or this could have been a devised plan for, some sort of human trafficking ring, any sort of that sort of deal, and however deep that goes. She was in the wrong place at
the wrong time.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like Taken. Like Taken, where like boom, you right when you're.
Oh yeah, true.
Right when you're.
They watch where you go.
And like, you know what would be cool actually is if we got a bunch of cameras, right? And like you get make sure you have a camera here, a camera behind you.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
when
a
you're
camera
traveling,
in your hand,
a body cam streaming live.
Body cam, not streaming live necessarily, right? But you film, like you bring like you gotta bring some people with you. Like you bring a nice looking woman with you that she wears body cam too, and then kind of spend a little bit of money, see who's looking, who's watching you, and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Upload it all to the cloud in real time. Boom, boom, boom. So you don't, if they steal one of the cameras.
Yeah, nowadays, like you have these glasses that cameras and everything.
Right. So DVR, something like that, and you know how
just
crazy. I mean, the FBI can, stage a couple going in there and get themselves kidnapped, bro, on purpose. They could do it, but
if they wanted to.
If they wanted to.
But that's just me trying to be intelligent. You know what I'm saying? Cash Patel's the new director of FBI. Sam, what do you think about this? What do you think? If you and Kevo, y'all are on your honeymoon.
I literally was imagining, like, if we did do something like that, would we get targeted? Especially because of me.
Yeah.
Just look at me. So I would be a big ass target. I would not be able to go and leave by myself anywhere without somebody targeting me. I would have to have Kevo with me at all times.
It's crazy where that shit probably been going on for a while, and now patterns start developing. Now there's more notice coming to it. Yeah, so it's like it's not a coincidence. It's happened multiple times.
2008.
In the same area. Like apparently that's an area.
It's not a valid excuse for like over maybe one or two, but a couple.
Could the cops be bought too?
You got nobody.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
Dying of natural causes the same day.
I'm not trying. My coat just caught it.
If you're heading to the DR, you be smart. Stick with your group. Watch your drinks. Some people put a napkin over their drinks. Okay, but hey, you don't know if the bartender's in on it, so watch the bartender. Watch the bartender. Watch the bartender's manager.
Trust nobody.
Skip the 4 a.m. solo beach walks because we tell our cousins the same thing when they hit up the DR. Like watch yourself. Don't spend too much money. Don't open your wallet and take out your cash.
Yeah.
Not anywhere in Puerto Rico, the islands, and even when I went to the Bahamas, the tour guide was like, "Hey, don't do that." I said, "Well, don't do what?" He said, "Don't take out all your cash. The people watching." And I'm like, "Okay, all right, thank you." I was young, but cases like Natalie Holloway show that persistence can eventually bring some closure, even if it takes years. We owe that to every family, whether their story makes the news or not. But what do you guys think out there, the PRP family? Let us know. Do you think they're accidents? Do you think, tell us your theories and your conspiracy theories.
For real. Like,
your conspiracies, right? And even if you don't think it's a conspiracy, others think it's a conspiracy, hit us up, bro, on X. Hit us up on Rumble.
On all formats.
Let us know.
That you can. So, pretty much, There are incidents, unlucky accidents, something darker. It's in the Caribbean cousin backyard. Hit us up. Keep the conversation going. Us as Puerto Ricans, we know the stakes. Like tourism is money, it's life, right? But it's also
very crucial.
Truth is also life. So I wouldn't give it up. I wouldn't give up the truth for somebody's life. Unless there's a lot of evil people out there as well, man. There's just like truly evil people out there, and hopefully, these families get the closure that they need.
Like,
They find their people, or they find at least a body, at least. So my condolences again.
Yeah, for real.
To the families of those that have been lost over the years. Now, I'm gonna pivot, guys, to Elon Musk. What are your guys' opinions on Elon Musk? Do you think that he is truly for America, or does he have secret ambitions, or maybe some type of thing that he's trying to do that we might not know about?
I don't pay attention to him enough.
he's trying to gain power. That's what I feel.
So you don't pay attention to him enough to even know about him?
What I see, I could be wrong, is somebody who likes attention.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of attention.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's trying to gain power that way, which is crazy.
Yeah, it seems that way because he's buddy with Trump now. So it makes you wonder. He says that he's for the people, but is he really for the people or for himself? That's what I see. And I don't watch or see anything. I don't.
He's the richest man on the planet. That's a fact.
Yes.
It has been strange.
To get more money, I don't know if that would be a good motive for him.
Yeah.
If anything, I think it's piggybacking off of Peter saying wanting power. I think it's more so he's taking the opportunity that as someone who had to fight with NASA to get what he could from SpaceX and acquire X, formerly Twitter. It's just he's taken this opportunity of being this deep into the federal government, where he, as a private enterprise, can make his stake. It's kind of similar to with not shareholders. What am I thinking of? When government backing by other private means, like an oil company pushing a politician for pushing certain
like a
bills
sponsorship?
and lobbyists. Thank you. Yeah, it's basically that sort of mentality, but I've now just found myself sitting in the Oval Office.
Right. Yeah. Now he's like connected. He actually has the ear of the guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You don't need it. Yeah.
I mean, from what I see, it's going to be Trump out of office, Vance in office, and Elon.
Elon can't because he's not a natural born citizen.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, damn. Well, I still see him in office. That's all.
He's from Canada, you said?
No, he's South Africa.
Oh, South Africa?
But still, man, I mean, he has a lot of influence. I mean, they got him doing Doge cuts. They got him doing, political cuts. They got him doing something.
Doesn't Trump have him in the White House or something?
Spending, so, I mean, he's up there, man. I think he's got a lot of influence. I think he's for the people. I can't be mad.
So
I'm proven otherwise.
He's the leader of the Doge department. Remember, we covered the Doge department a couple episodes ago. And pretty much is the Department of Government Efficiency. So he's like, all right, we're going to look at this. This is overspending. This is weird. Oh, this is condoms for Gaza. Okay, we're not going to spend $5 million for condoms for Gaza or $2 million, whatever it was. And, canceling those payments. And then the crazy thing is that the Democrats are fighting to get the payments back. Oh, you're taking our condoms for Gaza away? Oh, yeah, let's go to federal judge and see about that, buddy. These Democrats are taking money from these. Let's get some condoms in Gaza. That's my idea. Only a 5% kickback on the whole thing. It's a lot of money. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They get 5%, 2% of millions of dollars. They get some
That's
good chunk of change, right?
Mm-hmm.
Good chunk of change. Well, here's the deal. there have been some real incident where Elon Musk company's been targeted, and he's pointing the finger at Democrats, but not everything's as clear cut as he's claiming, because there's a little bit of mystery to what's going on.
There's two sides to the story.
We'll run through the big ones, the physical and the financial. Okay, we'll figure out what's what. So the physical stuff, Molotov cocktails and vandalism. The last couple years, Tesla's been hit hard. Somebody threw Molotov cocktails at a dealership in Colorado, set fire to charging stations in Massachusetts.
Oh, wow.
Shot up a dealership in Oregon.
Wow.
Vandalism from coast to coast, spray painting Nazi cars or sticking Elon as Nazi labels or actual Nazi swastikas on Teslas. Musk claims Democratic groups funded by Act Blue, like the troublemakers, are behind it. But cops say there's no proof of a big organized plot. It looks more like random people that are pissed off that Musk and Trump are in cahoots. And not like a big Democrat, an organization that's a hit squad. Then they have the activists, like the Indivisible. They've protested outside Tesla dealerships. They're mad about Musk's role in Doge. And then we have the financial attacks. They're trying to hit his wallet. So the blue state pushback. In places like New York and Connecticut, Democratic lawmakers blocking laws that would help Tesla sell cars directly to customers, all because they're mad at the Musk-Trump alliance. It hurts Tesla's growth, of course, and the Democrat link is clear. It's a straight-up political payback. Okay? Then they have the boycotts and the sales drops. Democrat buyers are ditching Teslas, and sales to liberals dropped from 40% to 15% in the last year. Which folks are switching to other EVs. Protests are fueling this. Possibly the Chinese EVs, which they're super cheap. People are mad at Musk, so then they have before Trump took office, there were federal investigations into Tesla's actual self-driving technology. And it cost them a lot of money in legal fees, and the Democrats pushed it. Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, they're all fighting. And they're trying to mess with his other businesses like X. I just talked on Tuesday about a massive DDoS attack on X that was made by. It was also done on Rumble, on True Social, on like.
What's DDoS?
A DDoS hack. It's oh my god, you probably
denial of service attack. So pretty much, they like bombard the system,
the computers.
Like that. Yeah.
Okay.
And then like you can't go on. That's what happened to me on Tuesday on Rumble. Got attacked. So 8 a.m. when I went to go live, it was like not available. It was like a blank screen, and I'm like, oh my god, episode 2. So then I ended up going live like at 11 a.m. when everything cleared up. But I think my humble opinion is I don't think that when you're that rich you can actually be touched by the general public. And when I
At
say
least
general
not for a
public,
while.
I say 20% of Americans, they all band together against Elon Musk. I don't think it's powerful enough to stop those billions and billions of dollars.
Unless you're Diddy.
You guys have have you guys heard of these attacks? Like, have you heard, like, my brother drives a Tesla, and they follow him, like, they mess with him on the road really bad. And they're on the road, they're messing with Teslas pretty bad.
Oh, yeah. I've heard of that.
They're spray painting these Teslas.
We haven't seen
Probably
any
throwing
come into
shit
this
at
club
them.
yet.
I have.
You've seen some?
Yeah, I seen one
What are your thoughts
Tesla
on
one
this?
morning, literally like,
What do you think about
somebody
this
cheated
political
or some
payback?
shit, but then like I saw some weird ass signs on them. Like, oh.
It is definitely a social statement. It is definitely something that that is a big occurrence. That is just a shockwave to what is happening in the federal government. I mean, it's not to say it's not expected, but it's just unfortunate. And it's even more unfortunate with how far Elon has come from having a large following of people to slowly trickling to having such an avenue of people.
Yeah, big following like that. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Now, I mean, granted, besides all the optics that we see from him, because despite that being a major thing, the reality is what you do, not what we see.
Mm-hmm.
And so, with what's been happening, things are supposedly trying to come to fruition. Keep getting told, right around the corner, the cuts are going to come into effect, and it's going to show a lot of growth from it. Same thing with the director of the FBI with the Epstein files. We're soon going to get them. So it's.
Oh, they supposedly have them already. They just couldn't broadcast it because of the confidentiality of it.
Yes, and there was a whole issue with that.
And that's not literally what the people are asking for at all.
Mm-hmm. So it's with the vandalism, with all the discare towards people's Teslas, it is an unfortunate effect of what's been happening. It's just going to have to be. It's unfortunately going to have to be a slow burn until the next wave of what can we do to show our spite.
That's crazy. Check out this video, guys.
And the thing is, with the lithium battery in those electric vehicles, once they catch on fire, there's almost nothing to do.
Over, yeah.
It has to burn out.
Yeah, you have to burn away all the lithium.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to do it all. I mean, I guess
It's
they
in
did.
the
They're
truck.
probably using a special chemical.
Yeah. I mean, that's also another aspect to think about this.
Look at this guy.
The frame is perfectly fine.
Yeah. Oh, except for that one.
I burned him down, bro. They burned him down.
Oh, that one didn't seem very
You know, the
indestructible.
Democrat politicians, they're encouraging their constituents to do stupid shit.
Oh yeah. So it's like peaceful transfer of power.
Right. It's crazy.
Fuck you.
Took this guy's wheels.
I've seen that
44
one.
wheels stolen from Teslas in League City. That's
League.
Kansas or no? Where's League City?
Yeah, I'm not too sure.
Damn.
Yeah, several of them bricked.
Damn.
All on bricks.
As you see the one.
So everybody's
Someone got
paying
some nice
attention to the fucking
tires.
market.
Someone had a picture
I
with
bet you
them.
there's gonna be a lot of Tesla tires.
They're like, bro,
That's what it was,
they
bro.
don't even hate it. It's gonna be like, we're just gonna steal this shit because the Democrats are gonna take the blame.
Mm.
They're gonna make mad money off of that shit.
Hey,
A false flag on the
Yeah,
dealership. That could be happening
Give
too.
me some money ideas
Right.
now, bro.
No, that very well could be happening. Of people spray painting their own Teslas to show like, look, I got vandalized.
I got vandalized. Give me some insurance money. But what's really going on? We keep it 100%. Musk is screaming it's a Democrat conspiracy. We already told everybody what we think. You know what I mean? There's a cost to pay with siding with Trump. You feel me? Period. And I've already paid some. Some people have disowned me because I voted for Trump, bro. I don't care. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead with your life. What do you guys think? Are the Democrats really out to get Musk, or is he just reaping what he sowed? Hit us up on social media. Tell us what you think about Elon Musk. Do you love him? Do you hate him? Tell us what you like that he does and what you dislike what he does, okay? Post your thoughts on Rumble. Post your thoughts on X, all right? And that's going to get us to the next slippery situation that we got to talk about.
Oh, no.
Okay.
It's going to be really slippery for this one.
Man, I hope I can't smell that baby oil.
So, Diddy's back on the radar, and segment 3 is talking about Odell Beckham has been named in a California Diddy lawsuit.
Isn't he a football player or something?
Yes, he is. He used to be a New York Giants football player.
I mean, are we really surprised though? I mean, after that video with Bieber, what was that? Wasn't him in there?
With Justin Bieber?
Yeah.
Was he in it?
With
who?
Wasn't he in Odell Beckham, whatever, where he was in a precarious situation?
Oh.
Or am I tripping?
I know what you're talking about. And then Bieber gets up and just kind of puts his face in it.
Source?
Okay, does anybody know the freshest things before we go on to this new stuff? Like any new updates about Diddy? Have you heard anything on the radar?
Only that he got a new, or one of his peoples quit on him.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I know.
Besides his recent association with Jersky, that's all I know. I don't really know any finer details.
So, I'm trying to see what. Okay, so the Justin Bieber Odell Beckham Jr. video is weird, yes, but the description is inaccurate. Blah blah blah. I mean, I don't really care about the description, bro. Okay, where's he at?
Wait. Come.
Oh shit! You're in the good part. Oh, no.
Right there.
Wait, what's happening? Wait, what? Wait.
And he's got his blonde dreads in too.
Wait, I don't understand what this is.
That's weird, bro. Hold up, bro.
I ain't seen it before.
I haven't seen it, bro.
Hold on.
It looks like,
Hey?
Oh.
Was he working on it? Oh, yeah.
I don't.
That's crazy, bro. Oh, we're watching it too long, bro. Easy.
I think so. Look, yep.
Easy.
He's looking at the girls.
Okay, right there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, everybody here. Oh, he was performing.
This is that one scene everybody makes, a big deal about Bieber and Odell Beckham. It look like,
That was it.
That's precarious with him.
man.
Definitely precarious.
It's really precarious, bro, if you ask me.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
We are fuzzy.
Oh, hold on.
Oh yeah, we do look a little
get off
unfocused.
there.
It just
Oh, no,
adjusted
it
itself.
fixed
It just
itself.
fixed itself.
All right.
It's
we're
when
back.
I get out of the
We're clear
screen,
again.
everything fixes, huh?
We're good. Oh, it might be your glasses.
And then it blurs it back.
It might be your glasses, bro.
It's reflecting back.
Maybe, but we're clear as day right now. Okay, beautiful. Thank you, Pete. Thank you for
Whatever you did.
I don't know what you did, but you did something great, sir. Okay, so the wild celebrity legal drama for the podcast.
Yeah.
All right, talking about the latest bombshell: NFL star Odell Beckham Jr. getting named as a co-defendant in a lawsuit against Sean Diddy Combs, aka P Diddy, and now this ties into the mess with Jay-Z.
Man.
This is messy, juicy, and full of twists, so let's break it down. Here's the deal. New information dropping that has everybody buzzing. March 7th, a woman named Ashley Parham filed an amended lawsuit in California federal court accusing Diddy of orchestrating a gang against her back in March 2018 at a house in Orinda, California. Originally, her lawsuit named Diddy and a bunch of unnamed John Does, but now she's pointing fingers at specific people, including Beckham Jr. and comedian Drewski. She claims Diddy lured her to this house after she pissed him off on FaceTime. Yep. She said that she thinks he was involved in Tupac drama or murder drama, and he got mad, threatened her, and then he set up this alleged assault as revenge. She says she was drugged, kidnapped, and attacked by multiple men, with Diddy watching, recording, and even joining in. The lawsuit gets graphic, claiming Drewski raped her after treating her body like a slip and slide with oil, and Beckham, who she says was called Cornelius during the attack, his real middle name, also raped her. After the assault, Parham says she grabbed a knife, stabbed Diddy in the back. We want to see a flesh wound, only to run into a fake cop who was really one of Diddy's guys before she finally gets away. Now, here's where it gets crazier. This is not the only lawsuit tying big names to Diddy. And remember, last year in December, a woman accused Diddy and Jay-Z of raping her at a party when she was only 13 years old, claiming it happened after the 2000 MTV Video Music Awards. And that case got messy fast. Jay-Z denied it, called it blackmail. Woman ended up dropping the lawsuit just last month after people pointed out holes in her story, like her dad supposedly picking her up after the assault, which didn't add up. Jay-Z even sued her lawyer, Tony Busby, for defamation. All right? Busby, by the way, is the same lawyer representing Parham in the Beckham case, which raises my eyebrows. Some folks are wondering if he's chasing clout or cash by throwing big names into the lawsuits. So how do they all tie together? The lawsuits are separate, but they're part of a bigger wave of legal trouble for Diddy. He's been hit with over 50 sexual assault lawsuits and is currently locked up in New York on federal charges, racketeering and sex trafficking, which he denies. Beckham and Drewski, they're the latest celebrities dragged into his orbit. And let's see here. For Beckham, this is new territory. He's never been tied to Diddy's legal mess before. Though he was spotted at one of Diddy's parties back in 2016. I think we just looked at the video. Disgusting. Jay-Z, on the other hand, has a longer story with Diddy as collaborators in the music biz, which made him a bigger target in that lawsuit. Now, denials. Beckham went on X. He says, this world makes absolutely no sense. I'm covered by God. He will prevail. That name will be cleared. This shit is stupid. Drewski says, meanwhile, this is a fabricated lie, pointing out he wasn't even a public figure in 2018. Just a broke guy living with his mom in her basement with no ties to Diddy's world. Okay? The Diddy team is fighting back, saying that he wasn't even anywhere near Orinda that day. And they're suing Parham's lawyer, Ariel Mitchell, for defamation in a separate $50 million case. So, I mean, they're countersuing for mad money. What do you guys think?
He's countersuing for mad money because he's about to lose mad money.
Yeah.
Well, you got to put a lot of money into
into suing in general.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I just think it's disgusting. Just that video, bro, of like Justin Bieber, bro.
Gotcha.
Odell Beckham.
Yo.
there's no escaping the camera, guys. You know what I'm saying? And you want to be there, but you should have said no. What do you mean? Boom, 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 boom. All right, guys. Any final thoughts on Mr. Sean Diddy Combs?
Diddy
2 more months.
or Diddy?
2 more months until his trial, right?
2 more months.
2
It takes
more
time.
I
months.
can't
Alright,
wait.
okay.
Well, you know, if we included today, it'd be 2 more days, but we're not going to include today. But we're going to pivot to the next story, which is the pending government shutdown, guys. You know that's going to happen tomorrow, that our entire government is going to shut down?
Oh my God.
So does that include my damn income tax
The
not
actual
coming to
question
me?
is no, I think
No.
that's already set in motion.
That
Yes.
better be.
The question I have for tonight for everyone is, do you trust the government?
Not really.
F no.
I don't trust
Is that a
the
question?
Now we get into a big messy story, okay? Everybody's on edge. The impending government shutdown. It's set to hit in just 2 days on March 14th. Well, tomorrow. This is some real deal drama, okay? Like waiting for the power to go out during a hurricane. Let's break it down really simply. The government's about to run out of money to pay for all the stuff it does. So, like the national parks, you know, the payment of the national parks, processing passports, paying federal workers. Why? Because Congress can't agree on a new spending plan or what they call a continuing resolution, CR, to keep the cash flowing. The current funding deal signed by President Biden back in December of 24 expires at midnight, March 14th, which is tomorrow midnight, right? And if lawmakers don't pass something new by then, bam, it's shutdown city. Non-essential government services grind to a halt. Federal workers get furloughed or work without pay. It's chaos for the regular folks. Think delayed Social Security checks, closed museums, slowed down disaster relief. Yes, delayed tax check payments, which it also hits extra hard in Puerto Rico, in North Carolina, Pensacola areas where they're still reeling from the hurricanes and they're still relying on FEMA funding to, you know, do the post-hurricane stuff. They have to rebuild, you know, stuff like that. Why is it happening? It's pretty much a political slugfest. The Republicans, they control the White House and both chambers of Congress. They want a 6-month CR to keep things funded through September. But with cuts to non-defense spending and boosts for defense and ICE, stuff that has Democrats fuming, House Speaker Mike Johnson pushed his plan through the House on Tuesday, mostly along the party lines, with just one Democrat jumping ship to support it. But here's the catch. It's got to pass the Senate. So the Republicans have 53 seats and they need 60 votes to avoid a filibuster. That means they need at least 8 Democrats on board. Right now, those votes are not there. The Senate Majority Leader, John Thune, admitted they're running out of time, and Chuck Schumer is pushing for a shorter 30-day extension instead of saying like a 6-month deal. He's saying the 6-month deal is, no, we're not going to give you a short-term 6-month deal. We want 30 days. You know what I'm saying?
Something shorter.
Right. The Democrats are pissed because they think that long CR gives Trump and Elon Musk a lot of power to slash programs like healthcare, nutrition assistance, veterans benefits, Department of Education. They call the cuts illegal. So if they don't agree, the shutdown happens. Non-essential federal workers, hundreds of thousands of them, they get sent home without pay. Essential folks like air traffic controllers, border patrol, military, they keep working, but they don't see a dime until it's all over, guys.
Oh, man.
And get this. Unlike past shutdowns, a 2019 law means furloughed workers get back pay once it ends, but federal contractors, they're out of luck. No compensation for missed time. So the services get messy too. The national parks are closed. Passport processing, stuff like small business loans, food safety inspections. Americans hit by the hurricanes last year is extra personal because disaster relief funds could get delayed, and that's life or death. You're still rebuilding from storms. Social Security and Medicare keep rolling. The post office stays open because it's not funded by Congress. Now,
Fortunately.
Let's just think about it critically really quick. You know, it's not just about the politics, it's about the power and who gets hurt. You know, people like my dad that relies on his retirement Social Security benefits in order to have an income every month. And he paid into these programs for years in his life, 60 plus years of his life. You know, the Republicans are saying, Democrats, if this shuts down, it's on you. We're going to blame it all on you. You know what I mean? So, and then you guys have the majority, figure it out. Anybody have any thoughts about, government shutdown? Bear's like, I got some thoughts.
You said it already. It is a political slugfest.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally just a disagreement of how to spend the federal money.
Mm-hmm. I remember, I don't know if you remember when Trump got on he got on national television with Chuck Schumer, and he's like, yeah, if you don't give us what we want, we just shut down the government.
Mm-hmm.
And they ended up giving him what he wanted. If he plays hardball, maybe things will become better. I'm not sure. But it's looming. It'll happen tomorrow midnight. The weekend will be governmentless.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't come to an agreement. You guys have any thoughts?
The weekends would be governmentless anyway because they don't ever do shit.
I mean, I don't know. If this does become a government shutdown, it wouldn't be the first. I'm pretty sure you guys remember government shutdowns during the Obama administration and further before. They do try their hardest. We haven't had a government shutdown in a long time, so this would be a surprise. But honestly, if you're not a social worker, government official, or government worker in that sort of sense,
it really isn't going to affect
the
us.
average person is just going to be like, "I'm sorry," and we just got to keep doing our 9 to 5 and slaving away.
Yeah, keep working.
Hey, just don't answer your phone on Saturday if the IRS is calling.
Exactly.
Saying, hey, you owe so much.
No. Get your money first before you get mine.
They call it a government shutdown. It's not the IRS, man.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Money,
Call someone else.
Listen, speaking of government shutdown, you know whose jobs got shut down is thousands of people inside of the government of education, which is our last story of the night. Department of Education.
It's off.
It's like the federal education plug. Okay, they're all in DC. They're not running your kids' schools here in Hillsborough or Pinellas County. Those are state and local jobs. But it's got a huge role in dropping the cash, setting the rules, and making sure that schools don't mess up with the kids, especially the ones that need it most. Okay, like us Puerto Ricans and the brown kids and kids with disabilities. Think of it like, a benefactor that hooks up the block or whatever, with some money and some protection, making sure the system don't leave you behind or whatever, But those are subsidiaries, right? They send money, billions, like $266 billion last year to schools and colleges, especially for poor kids, Title I, kids with special needs, Pell Grants, student loans. Here in Tampa, that's money flowing into places like Chamberlain High, Blake High School, where a lot of our kids go.
Like the performing arts is the specialty schools.
They
Yeah.
make sure schools, they make sure schools have workers and they pay the money. In DC, they have 4,000 workers, and there's some are in Atlanta helping handle all this stuff. But the new head of the Department of Education is Linda McMahon. You know who that is?
Ed McMahon.
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Are you freaking kidding
Yes.
me? Oh my god.
Right.
Since
So,
when did
That's
this
why-
have somebody?
she's a businesswoman big time. She ran the WWE with Vince McMahon. Monday Night Raw, right? She's all about business, and she hasn't been in education, but Trump picked her because she's loyal and she's gonna cut the fat. You know what I mean? Trim the fat from the Department of Education.
Separate the
Also,
wheat from the chaff.
Next
He's
thing
gonna
you
be
know,
a
we
Karen.
got head of
The
police
first-
department, Triple H.
The first Trump administration, she headed the Small Business Administration.
Okay.
So, pretty much.
She kind of knows her way around.
Yeah, right. So she's got that let's
make
get skinnier, right? So half the team got cut, right? So she just dropped a bomb on March 21st. They're kicking out half the department's workers. 1,300 people out of the 4,000. They're calling it streamlining, saying we don't need all these desk jockeys. Let's save some money. They say it's cool. McMahon says, hey, it's about getting rid of waste, so more money goes to kids and not bureaucrats.
It better be that way.
Right.
That's one way to put it.
That's a hard
Who's
statement.
getting
Huh?
them?
DeSantis handled it. He's got this, And I have a story. My son was discriminated against because he was Christian in his school, and it was like this woke teacher locked him in a room, told him his dad was lazy and his mom was dead.
You didn't go up there and raise
I
hell?
went up there and raise hell, but you know what? How the schools are now is you can't get past the office.
Yeah, that is true.
I'm talking to this one dude, and this was Pivot High School. I was talking to this one dude in the office, and the principal was on the teacher's side completely.
Of course.
I emailed so many people, and this Pivot is it's a charter school.
Mm-hmm.
I emailed Ron DeSantis. I emailed the DeSantis team. I emailed the school board. I emailed everybody. They did nothing. Zero. I ended up having to move my entire life to get my kid into another school. But around that time frame, I see DeSantis on TV advocating for another charter school, which is called Bridge Prep Academy. Okay? I had my son at Bridge Prep Academy for 2 years, and my stepdaughter's there. And dude, this school, man, all they do is beg you for money the entire year.
Jeez.
On top of that, they force the children to use one company for uniforms, and the owners own a share of the company. It's
Of
a
course.
private school, and I seen Ron DeSantis saying, everybody take your kids to this charter school. So since I saw him when I saw Ron DeSantis, you. When I saw you on television saying, everybody go to this charter school, Ron DeSantis lost my vote for the rest of his breathing years. But people are mad, right? Because it's going to mess up programs. Student loans. They're
Would that mess with scholarships?
It will mess with scholarships. Now they're not going to eliminate the scholarships, but it's going to delay stuff. It's going to things are going to take longer to happen unless they set up some type of efficiency program where they can get themselves to a point where these things are turned over quickly and back in operation with a smaller team.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
And that might have to encourage local and state facilities to do so.
Right. And what they want to do is they want to push the state governments to invest more money into the students, into the education themselves, instead of saying, oh, federal government already gives us $50 million a year. We don't need to invest $50 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying that the teachers and stuff have to pay out of pocket more?
Well, they're not going to pay out of pocket more.
They already do.
I think they do, yes. I feel like teachers my opinion, right, because I'm a working man, right? So I feel like teachers get paid great for the hours that they put in.
And they supposedly say they don't get paid enough.
Right.
Which I can see in some instances,
The thing
but
about it is when they're off, I think that's when it's bad.
they need
you get
the
a
summer
whole
job.
summer
Yeah.
with no job, no weekly check coming in, or a whole, spring break, all these different days that they're off. It's like, oh yeah, I have the day off, but maybe some of these teachers have to get a second job, especially with the cost of living.
I've seen it.
You know what I'm saying? So, but they get paid more than, definitely a lot more than, minimum wage and the average paid worker. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So they want to shut down the entire department though of education. So pretty much they want to hand everything back to the states and say, Florida, you figure it out. And they're thinking of a blueprint to move all the department jobs to other places, like maybe the Treasury for student loans. Oh, okay. Or states like Florida for school funding. But here's the kicker. They can't just snap their fingers and make it happen. Congress has to vote to kill the department. And that's a big if. Because even some Republicans might not be down to kill the Department of Education. Especially in states that need the federal cash.
There's so many things in action right now that they would just disrupt a lot of shit.
Right. So if they pull back, Florida will be on its own. Schools in rich areas like South Tampa might be fine, but in East Tampa, Sulphur Springs,
what about the smaller cities like like Claremelle and
feel
shit?
the squeeze. And student loans, nobody's got a clear answer on the student loans. That has people on X calling it a smash and grab on the education. So Linda McMahon promises that the important stuff like money to poor kids, disabled kids, college, that's not going nowhere. She claims states like Florida, other federal agencies can handle it. But student loans and Pell Grants for millions of us, especially first generation Ricans, places like USF, HCC that I went to and graduated from, they rely on the Pell Grants or the loans to get through the school. And if the department shrinks, we'll make sure that the money gets to us without a hitch. So we already got big student population here. USF alone has 50,000 students, and most of them are on aid. So Linda McMahon, just a little bit of background on her. She's 76 years old.
I was gonna say that bitch gotta be old.
Right. She's not the WWE. Okay. She's not an educator. She has no classroom experience, but she's all about business efficiency, and she's loyal to Trump. You know what I mean? So she's talking tough. We're cutting the fat, making the schools great again, shrink the Fed. So I don't know. Our schools are, especially in East Tampa, Progress Village, University area, they rely on federal cash to keep the lights on, the AC running, and the kids fed. If the feds pull back, Florida, Ron DeSantis has to step up.
I was going to say, Florida's filled with a lot of greedy people, so they say that Florida can handle it. Well, it's up to those greedy-ass people to actually do something.
That's true.
Right. Well, the Department of Education's on the chopping block. Linda McMahon is swinging the axe. So we're going to see what happens with the Department of Education. She has a lot of promises. As we close out tonight's podcast, let's keep our eyes open. We'll stay loud. We'll fight for our kids' future. Because if the feds do step back, then Florida definitely has to
step up.
And, schools in East Tampa, colleges on Fowler, USF.
And we're just talking about Hillsborough.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes,
813 can't be left in the dust. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So make sure that you stay strong and just keep an eye out. You guys have any final thoughts on Department of Education cuts? Really quickly.
Prayers to us in case those greedy bastards decide they're not going to think about us. Watch us just go.
Not much. Go in the toilet.
Just like we said, man, we feel these stories with you guys in real time. Whatever's going on right now, we feeling it right now with you guys. So
we have children that are in school.
And Claremelle, too.
Yeah, my son's 17. My nephews are young. And, we're parents above all, and we care about this stuff. So if the federal funding stops for Florida and Florida doesn't step up, then it's going to be down to the actual parents to step up and make sure that their kids get the education that they deserve.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Which is going to be hard because we all work our 9 to 5, and then we got to somehow throw in our kids' education in the mix too.
And then with life already squeezing us as it is right
half
now,
of us don't even know half our damn math. Like,
We're counting fingers, bro.
Oh my
When
goodness.
They had him inside the computer classes.
Oh, I hated it.
Man, and my son, I took him, what was that, 2020, 2021?
That was 2020.
Okay, so, we're 5 years later now, and he's just finally caught up to the 2.0.
God.
He's a junior in high school. Very intelligent, but
He is.
it wasn't for him. You know what I mean? Make sure, guys, tell us what you guys think about Linda McMahon and what she's doing with the Department of Education.
Please
at
do.
Poor Rican Podcast on all social medias, guys. Make sure that you like, follow, subscribe, all of our content. And I hope that you guys enjoyed tonight's show, man. Share what you think about this stuff with us, guys. Put a hashtag PRP Podcast on there, at PRP Podcast. All right?
Share the love.
Share the love.
The time has come for us to say goodbye.
Buenas noches.
Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. We'll see you next week.
Peace.